I absolutely do not like being in front. As Heidi said, I love making my women feel amazing, and I love empowering women, and I've been doing that my whole life. So I'll tell, Karen told me to tell my story. So a little bit when I grew up, it's kind of funny. I had 3 sisters, and I don't know what pod I came from, because I was kind of the fashionable sister, and I was the baby, and I had 3 older sisters, and I never could understand why they never got it. And they would come down the stairs for a date, and I would go, really? Do you want another date? Let's go upstairs and fix that. And I was like 7 or 8, and I would stand on the toilet, and I would do their hair and do their makeup, and then send them on their way to their date. And they did. They got another date because we made them look good, and we empowered them and made them feel fabulous. So that's kind of my youth. And then why I started FROX. There's a lot of reasons. It's always been in me. I've always had the fashion. When I was a teenager, I looked through fashion magazines and tried to emulate what I saw in the magazines. I had this similar background as Emily. We didn't have a lot of money, so we had to make it work in the 70s. I so get that. So I shopped in thrift shops. I wore vintage clothes. I thought that was awesome. I'm sorry, I'm getting nervous. I'm not really good at this. Okay. Breathe. Okay, vintage clothes, and I loved it, and I pulled it all together, and I had my own sense of self. So I love that. Why I started FROX is a little bit of a sad story, but I was a sales rep. And I was making 6 figures. I was actually making a lot of money. And my territory was Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, DC, Maryland. And I would travel those states every 6 weeks with new collections, and I would see all the stores in all of those states. So I had about 300 accounts or so that I would see. And it's funny, it came apparent to me, it's interesting, as we just did all these round of shows, that I didn't realize that I made choices along the way. So as I was a sales rep, it was interesting. There were sales reps that would grapple in Jenkintown or in these very affluent areas and they would all try to get those dollars. And I made a conscious choice to make my living a different way, and I was very profitable that I would go to the nice lady where you would go to the barn, make a left at the cow, and there was a lady with a shop there, and she wanted to buy clothes that I had in my truck. So I made that conscious effort to do that. And then 9/11 happened, and I could not get back to my kids that day. And that was a hard day for me, I will say. Well, that day was hard. What happened after was harder. In the industry, a lot of my friends, a lot of people I knew were trapped that day. A lot of people didn't make it that day. So that was a tough time for me. I would go to shops in northern New Jersey, and they would say, see all the cars in that parking lot? They never came home. So that was very hard. It was a very difficult time to be in New York. We had to do a trade show in October. So that was really hard with Army planes flying over top. I cannot tell you how many times I was evacuated. I cannot tell you how many times, because I had a white showroom vehicle, so it's a 24-foot RV with clothes in it, that they took me and searched me and put mirrors under the truck, and I wasn't allowed through tunnels, and I wasn't allowed. So it was a crazy time. And I just said, yeah, there's got to be an easier way to make a living. I was wrong, but it's really hard. But it's really hard being a retailer, but that's besides the point. I said, there's got to be an easier way. And I said, I really want to open a shop a block from my house, so I will always be close to my children, and if something happens, the people would know me, I could close the door, and I could go home and take care of my kids. So that was the main reason I opened FROX. And the other reason, too, was I was on the road so much, I did not sleep home 6 months of the year. So I was not a part of my community. I really didn't know my neighbors. I didn't really know anyone. I was always My neighbor actually, I think she thought I was a drug dealer because I would come like late at night and early in the morning, and I had these big garment bags that looked like body bags. So I think she thought I was, and then I do remember her coming up to me once, and I had a 24-foot RV, which carried the clothes, and she'd go, "So you're a camper, huh?" And I'm like, "I'm Jewish, we don't camp." Don't know if you know that, not camper. But that's besides the point. So anyway, so I just said I want to open a store and I want to empower women and I want it to be close to home, and my husband helped me build it, which was awesome. He said, you know, we don't care if this is successful or not. We want it to look good, smell good, and feel good, and we want women to come in and feel welcome and have this to be an oasis where they come. And I will tell you, I have really spent the last 14 years getting to know everyone in my community, sharing in all these events. I know everyone that walks in the door, just about. Our mantra is, you know, you come in a stranger, you leave a friend. And we absolutely have lived all of your, it's an amazing journey it's been, and when you talk about the journey, it's been a journey. It's really interesting. From in the beginning, when I sat there for hours on end, kind of hoping someone would come in, and they would say, "Oh, this is a beautiful shop. Why are you here? Why are you not in Doylestown?" And I'm like, "Don't you guys want a nice shop? This would be so nice for you to have a nice shop." And they go, "It's beautiful. Good luck, honey. Hope you make it." And they would leave. And I would go, "Oh, if you bought something, I would make it." But that's okay. So I went through that for a lot of years. And then we slowly have educated them. And I really think the secret sauce to FROX is, you know, let's get real. You can buy clothes in your pajamas. You can sit at your kitchen table. You can, you know, get clothes anywhere. But the reason you come to FROX is us. We're the secret sauce. And we teach you how to understand your body shape. I'm sorry, still nervous. Learn about your body shape, know what looks good on you, and really empower you. And that is also why I'm part of Sisters U, is really, it's an empowering place. And that's what I do every day, is empower women. So we'll talk, so that's sort of like my story. So I want to talk a little bit about body shape, and then I'm going to give you kind of an illustration of how to take 10 pieces and make a wardrobe. So I will say, and the other thing is, the epitome of FROX was the best foot forward. That fashion show, I know some of you were there and some of you were not there, but I will tell you the power of FROX is when 20 of those models stand on the stage, all different body shapes, all different ages, all different coloring, and they all look beautiful, and they all look beautiful in clothes from this tiny little shop. And that is really the power of FROX, and that's what it's all about. So it's really interesting when you talk about body shape. So I was talking with the gals here, and we were doing the survey, and we were talking about our fashion influences, and we were answering all the questions, and inevitably, what comes up is weight. And I'm like, so it's so tied in with our psyche that we must be this size 0, tall thing. And another thing, see, all this stuff is coming to me. Why I left, I actually used to be a director of John Casablanca, which is a modeling agency. And I had to tell 15-year-old girls to lose 20 pounds. And that basically that they weren't good enough every day, and that they would have to move to Europe. So they couldn't go to college and educate themselves, and they couldn't do what they had to do to be a model. I left because I was like, how could I do that every day? I couldn't sit in front of a desk with a mom and a daughter, and I knew the realities of the business. And I said, this stinks. I don't want to be a part of it, and that is another reason why I opened FROX. There's so many things that happened in my life where I made conscious choices to empower women, to make women feel great about themselves. And I actually got a little sad when we were all talking, and that they feel that, or that women feel that their identity or their beauty comes from weight, because it has nothing to do with your weight. So I am going to give you, so the one thing that's really important for all of you in this room to know is you need to educate yourself. So if you go to a place, whether you shop at FROX or anywhere else, educate yourself. Just like you don't go to a doctor and say, hey, you know what? I think you should take this out. Because it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. They're the expert. They say, this is the reason why, this is what you need to do, and you do it because the doctor knows. So you need to go to someone that actually understands drape of fabric, how things lay on your body, what designers are designing for your body. So here's the thing that we were talking about. I said it really actually doesn't matter what size you are. You actually are one of two body shapes. You're either a pear or an apple. We either hold our weight here or we hold our weight here. We either are apples or pears. So really when you come into the store, you should know what body shape you are and then ask them to show you the things that are appropriate for a pear or appropriate for an apple. Whether you're a size 2 or you're a size 22, you actually look the same in all those body shapes. It has nothing to do with size or weight. It has to do with silhouette. So it's like a puzzle piece. So if you, like I am an apple, I'm a classic apple. So I'm chunky in the belly, so hide the belly, show the legs and butt. So that's what I do. And then if you're a pear, the opposite. You show the belly, hide the hips. So it's like a puzzle piece. So once you learn that, you can shop anywhere. Okay, so that's good stuff. Okay, so I will show you what are apples and what are pears and apple pieces, but it really just doesn't matter. I didn't really pick like big size, little size, because it really just didn't matter. I just picked what was on the front of my rack. I'm going to be honest with you. And also when you go in a store, be aware that that's how they size it. So if you walk in a store, because I hear that all the time, they say, oh my God, I can't wear anything in the store, it's all too small for me. Of course, because the sizes go 2 through 20, and the face outs, or what you see in the front, is all a size 2. So make sure you reach to the back where the actual girls live and get that size 20. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to go from work to weekend to a night out with just 10 pieces. So we're gonna start, and actually I kind of pulled some of my stuff together as well. So you're gonna start with a classic blazer, always, and this is like an investment piece. So you wanna spend money on a blazer because you're gonna use it and you're gonna use it a lot. So this one is just a little knit blazer, and the style I brought is kind of, they call it urban prep. It's really popular right now. So you're gonna do a blazer, and underneath, they call this a soda pop top, really simple little blouse, and it has a little pop of color. So that is we're gonna go to work on Monday, and we're gonna put a classic trouser, which is what I have on. So now we have, I should have brought the other one, so sorry, so many other things. So what you do is when you pick a trouser, this one is for an apple, and if you see, it has thinner legs, and then what you want to do, people that are pears, you're going to find one that's a little more curvy in the hip. And we have one in the store that actually has a flat waist. I was going to bring that, but I forgot it. So you're going to make sure you pick the pant that is for your body shape, because again, that's going to be a foundation piece. So then here's your Monday outfit. So boom, you're good. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, you're still either, so if you're an hourglass, you're kind of really still a pear. Okay. Yeah, because you really, because you know what? You're still having to cover that hip. Yeah. So yes, we're going to have to accommodate maybe a little more of the bust line, but at the end of the day, you're really smaller in your waist area, and you're going to have to put a belt. And you want to maybe emphasize the waist, so you might want to do a wrap dress. You might, actually, I'm going to show you. Actually, I'll get to that at the end. But you want to do something that emphasizes that waist if you're an hourglass. But at the end of the day, you're still kind of a pear. Yeah. So good question, though. Nice. I like that. So great. So there's your Monday outfit. Boom. You're done there. So that's Monday. So let's say you go out. So say you're a party girl, and you want to go out on the weekend. So you take those same pieces. You take that, there you are for the weekend, and there you are, and then you're casual. So that's your next piece there. So that's boom. Then, I'm just gonna put this to the side because I'm gonna use this a lot. So then you're going to work the next day. So depending whether it's hot or cold, you're still gonna pair that back, and you're gonna grab another trouser, and you're gonna do that. And then you're doing that for the next day for work, and then you take that trouser again, And then I just grabbed a little t-shirt, and this is really fun. I love this piece because this is just a little poncho. And what's great about that is you can use that on the weekend as a little cover-up, or you can take a pair of jeans and put it back that way. And then what's great about this piece is you also can take it and let's see how crazy I'll look with stripes and a pattern. But then you just take it also and you pop it around your t-shirt and you can wear it as a scarf too. And then what's really nice is a lot of my girls will pack this like in their work tote. And then if they get cold, they have that. So that's a great piece. Then you go, okay, let's go back to work. So we're gonna grab that blazer again. You see how this is such a workhorse piece that you're gonna continually, and my blazer will do the same thing, but since I was wearing it, I figured I'd bring the solid version. So you're gonna do this, and then here you are again on your next work day. And then you're gonna take that t-shirt again, and you're gonna pair it back here. And then you're gonna take that shirt from the first day, and you're gonna pair it there. And then you're gonna take this shirt, and you're gonna pair it there. And then you're gonna take this shirt, and you're gonna pair it there. And then you're gonna take this shirt, and you're gonna pair it there. Boom. And then you're wearing this with jeans on the weekend. So do you see how you can mix and match all that if you buy the right pieces? And then the coup d'etat, let's say you have a wedding or a business dinner or something like that, you'll do a dress, boom. So you'll put heels on, you'll go out. But then, oh, wait a minute, I have to get up early the next day for work because my boss is tough on me and won't let me. So then I'm gonna take my blazer and I'm gonna go to work the next day too. Done. The other thing you're gonna do, thanks. And then the other thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put it all in a tote. So we're not gonna carry a purse and a tote and a lunch bag and a thing and a thing and a thing. We're gonna get a nice tote and then we're gonna put it all in one thing. Now we're done. Are you looking for anything special? No, I'm just looking. Great, go look. And sometimes if we get new stuff, I'll say, let me show you the lay of the land. So this is new, this is new, this is new, this is new, boom, boom, boom. Go, have fun, enjoy. Then I'll let you peruse just by yourself for a little bit. Then I might come back and go, Priscilla, anything catching your eye? And then you might say, oh, I'm kind of liking this, I'm kind of liking that. And I'm like, okay, well, are you going to an event? Are you, so we'll talk and we'll get to know you. And then, then the intimidation comes down because now I'm not just some lady that you don't know, or I'm not like some person trying to sell you something, because I'm really not. I'd rather actually, sometimes I've sent people packing because I've said, you know what? Today I don't have what you need, but check back with me in 2 weeks and I'll, I probably will. Or, my friend Susie, who has a store down in Lansdale, I know she has the top that you need, and I'll call Susie and I'll get you directions. So I'm not selling you anymore. Now I'm trying to find out who you are, where you're going, what your lifestyle is, what your wants and needs are, and then my job is to fulfill that. So if your wants and needs are not fulfilled, then I'm not doing my job. I'm not doing good enough. So my job is to figure out what you want and give it to you with what I have. And most of the time, I have that. And you are good enough to look good. And that's the other reason I like to empower women, because if they feel amazing about how they feel, they're, I wouldn't say better wives, but they go home to their husband, and I've had husbands come in and say, my wife only shops here because when she comes home, she looks amazing. I give her the credit card because I know when she comes home, she's happy and she loves it here. And also, I've had so many women, just like Sherry, say, last minute, I had nothing. I've been to 10 stores. I look like crap. Nobody helped me. It's a piece of polyester. It doesn't lay on my figure right. And I have to go to this wedding. Help me. And that's what I'm here to do. Help me. Help me. Yeah, that kind of thing. So you are worthy of looking good because we all need to get dressed, get up every day and get dressed, so why not? And the other thing that I really encourage you to do is it doesn't take a lot of money. Yeah, you know, people say, oh, your store's expensive. Actually, we keep a really sharp eye on our prices, and the quality of our stuff is great. I have people that have told me that they have pieces from when I first opened, 14 years ago. Now, I will also tell you that if you notice, all of these clothes, they're not going out of style. So we're like basic with a twist. So there's nothing crazy trendy. And then the other thing too, the quality's great, so it's gonna last. And the other thing is, it fits your lifestyle. And what I find is usually 10 pieces, this was a lot. You probably can get 3 to 4 pieces in a season, incorporate it in your wardrobe, and we'll teach you how to do that. And then that's all you need. So you don't need money. You need somebody to just pay attention to you. And I think the other reason you're intimidated is you've never had anyone that's educated about clothing and body shape work with you. And once you get that person, you're spoiled. You never want to go to a Macy's again, ever, ever, and sort through a rack of crap. And that's the other thing that people don't know. There's so much that goes into it. Like Macy's is, well, every department store except Nordstrom is owned by Federated Department Stores. So if you wonder why everything looks the same, it's owned by the same company. And then what they do is, Montgomery Mall doesn't really do that well, so let's put the crap in Montgomery Mall, put all the great stuff in King of Prussia. So that's distribution. And then the other thing too is they have a matrix list, so the people that buy the clothes don't actually look at the lines. So what they do is they sit down with someone and say, I want that t-shirt for $2. Give me the t-shirt that I can make for $2 and that I can mark up to $25. And then I can have a 50 off sale and still make my markup. So I don't do that. You are in my head. You're all in my head. When I go to New York, I think, oh my God, Priscilla would love that. Alex would love that. Sherry would love that. Karen would love that. And when the girls pull the things out of the box, that's why you have to get to know you. We pull the things out of the box. We go, oh my God, Priscilla would love that. Let's give Priscilla a call. Hey, Priscilla, by the way, there's some great things here for you. And then you come in, and even in Ambler, we really have this service. They love it. We call them, and they say, hey, I'm coming in, because they're all rushed. They're all going somewhere. They all have private schools. They're all doing something. Percy is much more chill. We pull things for them. So I say, oh, Elizabeth's coming in. Well, all the things that Elizabeth could. The other thing is when you come in even as a stranger, never, my golden rule, never put anything in the fitting room that you're going to be disappointed in. So like you'll pick out something that's crazy for your body shape, and it's like this big, and you're like, I want to wear that. I'm like, Priscilla, and this is my line. Ready? You hear the line, you know why. The line is, I say, Priscilla, you might be disappointed in that. Let's try this. And I put that in the fitting room. And then I always know that pretty much, I'm going to say 90% of what's in that room that you put on, you're going to feel good. And then once you put on 4 pieces that make you look great, I've got your confidence, and you're going to let me do my job. The people that are the most successful in FROX are the people that let me do their job. The people that say, I'm just looking, will always lose at FROX. The people that let me do my job, I'm the doctor of clothes, are successful.